Phone vibrating. Again. She glanced at the screen. Can you help me this weekend? She looked at her calendar. Monday, already full. Tuesday, meetings. Wednesday, doctor's appointment. Thursday, unfinished work. Friday, the only evening she had promised herself she would finally rest. She stared at the message. Her fingers hovered above the keyboard. I'm sorry, she typed, then deleted it. Maybe next time. Deleted again. After a long pause, she smiled to herself and replied, of course. The moment she pressed send, she didn't feel relieved. She felt tired, not because helping someone was wrong, but because, once again, she had disappeared from her own schedule. Maybe you've done this too. Not because you wanted to, not because you had the time, but because saying no felt heavier than carrying one more burden. Some people call it kindness. Others call it being generous. But sometimes, it isn't kindness at all. Sometimes, it's fear. Fear that someone will think you're selfish. Fear they'll be disappointed. Fear they'll stop liking you. So instead of risking a moment of discomfort, you quietly accept hours, days, sometimes even years of your own. The strange part is, people rarely notice. They simply hear, yes. They never see the conversation happening inside your mind. What if they get upset? What if they need me? What if saying no changes everything? Your heart says one thing, your mouth says another, and after a while, you stop noticing the difference. Psychologists often describe this as a pattern within human behavior. We naturally want to protect our relationships. We want to belong. We want to avoid conflict. Those instincts once helped humans survive. Thousands of years ago, being rejected by the group could mean real danger. Today, most of those dangers no longer exist. Yet your brain still reacts, as if every disagreement might cost you your place. So you choose peace. At least, what looks like peace. Because every time you silence yourself, something inside you becomes a little quieter. And eventually, you begin to wonder why no one seems to hear what you need. Not realizing, you stopped saying it a long time ago. The next morning, she stopped at a red light. Cars waited quietly. No one argued. No one apologized. No one felt guilty. The red light simply meant, not now. A few moments later, it turned green. Everyone moved on. She stood there, watching something she had never noticed before. A traffic light doesn't exist to punish people. It exists to protect everyone. Without it, the road would become chaos. She smiled, almost laughing at herself. Why was it so easy to respect a red light, but so difficult to respect her own? Every time she felt exhausted, her mind whispered, stop. Every time someone crossed a boundary, her heart whispered, stop. Every time she needed rest, her body whispered, stop. Yet somehow, she always skipped straight to green. Yes, of course. No problem. I can do it. Without ever allowing herself to stay at red. This is where emotional intelligence begins. Not by controlling emotions, but by listening to them before they become pain. Many people believe setting boundaries pushes others away, but healthy boundaries don't destroy relationships. They protect them. Imagine visiting a beautiful garden. There is a small wooden fence surrounding the flowers. The fence doesn't exist because the flowers hate people. It exists because beautiful things need protection to keep growing. Your kindness is no different. If everyone can take from it whenever they want, without limits, eventually, there will be nothing left. Perhaps the goal was never to become someone who always says yes. Perhaps the goal is becoming someone who knows when to stop, not because you're selfish, but because you matter too. The truth is, every yes is also a no. When you say yes to everyone else, what are you saying no to? Your sleep, your peace, your dreams, your family, or yourself? That question is uncomfortable because deep inside, most of us already know the answer. A week later, her phone rang again. The same name, the same request. For a brief moment, nothing had changed. Her heart still beat a little faster. Her mind still imagined all the possible reactions. What if they think I'm rude? What if they stop asking me? What if I disappoint them? The fear was still there. Then, she looked through the cafe window. Outside, cars waited quietly. At another red light, no one complained. No one took it personally. Everyone simply waited until it was safe to move. She smiled, not because saying no had suddenly become easy, but because, for the first time, she understood what the red light was trying to teach her. A boundary is not rejection. A boundary is direction. It tells people where they can meet you without asking you to lose yourself. She picked up the phone. Her voice was calm. I'm really sorry. I can't help this weekend. Silence. 1 second. 2 seconds. Then the other person replied, That's okay. Maybe another time. That was it. No argument. No anger. No broken friendship. Only a conversation that she had imagined would be much worse than it really was. Sometimes, our overthinking creates storms that reality never does. Of course, not everyone will understand your boundaries. Some people only enjoy your company when it is convenient for them. And when you finally say no, they may leave. If that happens, remember this. You didn't lose a healthy relationship. You discovered one that depended on your silence. Real kindness doesn't require self-abandonment. Real generosity doesn't ask you to carry what was never yours. The people who truly care about you may feel disappointed sometimes, but they will also respect your honesty, because respect grows stronger where honesty lives. Maybe the hardest word isn't no. Maybe the hardest sentence is, I matter too. And perhaps that is where real emotional intelligence begins. Not when you please everyone else, but when you finally learn to include yourself among the people you choose to care for. The next time life asks something from you, before answering, pause just for a moment. Look for your own traffic light. If it's red, allow yourself to stop, because the people who deserve your kindness will also respect your boundaries. Thank you for spending these moments with Psychology Canvas. If today's story spoke to you, subscribe for more journeys into human behavior, emotional intelligence, and overthinking, because every mind has a story, and yours deserves to be heard.